Welcome to Icing TV. My name is Janelle from Enticing Icing Cake Design. Today we're going to work on how to level and fill a cake. Let's get started. Leveling a cake can be quite simple. To start with, what we're going to do is just cut the tops off each one of these cakes here. They're only half cakes. We bake one cake mix in 2 tins for the reason it doesn't dry out quite as much. And it cooks quicker. You can get them through the oven faster, you can get them cooled faster, you can get the cake decorated faster. That's why we do that. So we can level the cakes off with either a bread knife or a cake level. I prefer a cake level myself, it's faster. So what we do is we adjust the cake level first by leaning it on the bench and putting it up against the side of the cake to see what level it needs to be. Lean the level on the bench, leave the level on the bench and just move it up to the right height. Make sure you do exactly the same on each side. Check to see if that's right. No, it needs to go up more. Okay, so we have a couple of options. We can level here, or we can level it a little higher and then fill the edges. If we level the cake a little bit higher and we fill the edges, it actually gets a lot more height in the cake and you don't have as much of the top that you need to throw out, or you could make it into truffles, but that you aren't going to be using. I prefer to maximize the height of the cake. So I will go up a little bit higher on this. So basically I hold the top of the cake and I saw through the cake, keeping sure that the little rubbers of the cake level remain on the bench. Okay, it's just a little soft wire. So then we'll pick that up, take the top off, and that there is how much we need to fill. So what I'll do is I'll put that one aside and I will level this one. If you're wondering what flavour this is, it's the most delicious caramel mud. Absolutely love caramel. So now what we need to do is put the cake on a board. I'm going to be filling this cake with white ganache. The white ganache with the caramel mud is absolutely delicious. So I like to turn my cakes upside down, but before I get to that, I'm going to fill this area. I'll show you how to fill, just so it's up the same height as the rest of the cake. You just put a little bit of ganache on here. If you're an Aussie, you'll remember Clag glue as a kid. It tastes so much better than Clag glue. And we just pull a little bit of the cake centre out where it's nice and soft and fill. You can also carve the edge off your cake, but due to the fact that the cake hasn't been in the oven as long as most other cakes, you'll find that the side of your cake or the edge of your cake is actually quite soft. It is completely cooked through, but you don't need to really carve the edge off if you don't want to. You can if you're worried about the colour difference, particularly with the vanilla cakes, but it's not necessary in this case. There's many different ways of levelling and filling a cake. This is just one of the ones that we use. So once we've done that, what we will do is put a little bit of ganache just to hold those pieces in while we're turning it over. We don't want them to fall while we turn. Okay, lay the board on top and flip, making sure that your cake is sitting in the very centre of your board. Then what we'll do is put some ganache on this. I will say I am a chocoholic, so when it comes to ganache, the more the better. You notice that the board is a good bit bigger than the cake itself. When we actually go to either ganache or buttercream the cake, we'll use the board as a guide. So we can just buttercream or ganache way out past the board. When you get your scraper out, your ganaching tool, You can just use that as a guide so you don't scrape too much off. So we're just going to do the same thing with this cake as we did with the other one. You can avoid this whole stage if you just cut it off down here, lower. Now all we need to do now is put this on top of that cake there. Now the bigger the cake you have, the more important it is that you do this fast. Otherwise, because they're thin layers, what can happen is that they actually break before you get them on. So now I like to refrigerate that, and once it's been refrigerated, the mud cake actually hardens a little bit because of, obviously it's cold. We can cut off any excess little pieces of crumb and excess bits of ganache. After your cake has been chilled, now it is ready to be ganached, applied fondant or applied buttercream. You can purchase the cake level used in this tutorial on our website. See the link below. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for a wide range of cake decorating tutorials. Follow us on Facebook, Pinterest and Instagram for cake supplies, specials, upcoming cake decorating classes and photos of the next cake decorating kit of the month. Thanks for watching.